First question.
Hey guys, again, just wanted to come down after the first pick, and obviously we jumped up there awfully quickly and took a player that we coveted quite a bit. He was very high on our board. We think he's an outstanding talent, has tremendous versatility. He's a great kid. We just think the world of the player and what he's capable of doing. He's got tremendous upside. So I'll open up for questions.
Jeff, is he in every down? Do you see him in every down, or more of a pass rushing specialist?
Well, I think eventually we certainly see him as a as an every down player. He's like all players, they're going to need some time to grow into a position, and he's certainly one of those guys that's certainly going to have a role on, I would certainly say, third down for sure, and then eventually be an every down player.
Jeff, could you walk us through the draft? Just when did that conversation start?
Just, you mean how we got up to the pick? Well, again, the pick really, I had some intel that maybe Oakland was looking to get out of there, and made a call before the draft just to let them know that I was interested in maybe getting up. And then I waited for about, I don't know, 5 or 6 minutes while they were on the clock, and there was no call from them. And so I called and just asked if they were looking to move the pick. They said they were open for business. I offered my first offer, and they said, we're not interested. So waited another 45 seconds to a minute, and they called right back, asked for 42. Said, sure, we'll do it. And that's all. That was.
Are you kind of surprised that it wasn't? That it was such a low price for going that high?
I think that the reason that I made the call is I felt like it was a buyer's market. I felt like they did want to get out of there, and felt like that if you don't get anything for not asking, so why not ask? And obviously I thought it was great value to get up there, great value based on our board, based on the player that we think he's could be. So we thought it was a big win for us.
Jeff, how early in the offseason process did you really kind of start leaning towards Dion? Somebody you at the combine kind of?
I was just sitting there after the pick, and I was telling Steve that this is a player that we actually sat in our draft room in December of 2011 and started watching because he was a third-year sophomore, and we thought he might come out, and he didn't. But he's been on our radar for quite a while. We've always felt like he's got a tremendous skill set that's unique, and so he's been on our radar for a while.
Jeff, we'll take 3 more questions, then Steve, briefly.
What about going for a pass rusher as opposed to a corner, an offensive lineman, a tight end, or any other position?
Well, again, in the draft, I like to try to stick to the board, and I thought he was unique. I thought, when you get a core position that's prototypical, that reminds you of players that have played that position in the National Football and had a great success. I feel like that's a position that you can't have enough of. I think there's a couple things. You got to score touchdowns. You got to knock the quarterback down. You got to take the ball away. And I think this guy can do one of those 2 things.
Do you expect him to be ready for OTAs or for training?
Yeah, I do. I'm not putting a timeline on the injury, but I think he's maybe a month into the rehab, and he should be fine. It's not a major thing. So.
Could you update us on the tackle situation, because right now the news is out there where that trade talks are at?
Right now, it's nowhere, fellas. I mean, we're nowhere on that thing right now. So that's what I can tell you.
Okay, a couple of questions you may have.
Go ahead, Hank. One more.
Oh, yeah.
About either the 2 trade situations that have been published, the best and the Kansas City deals.
Well, the Kansas City, like I said, is nowhere right now, and neither is the best one. So I mean, information gets out, fellas, but sometimes they're not what they appear. So I would tell you that.
Can you still find a tackle in the draft, a starting tackle?
We'll see. We're certainly going to address, hopefully address several different positions, and maybe offensive line's one of them.